Hello all, my name is Naik and welcome to my YouTube channel. So guys, here is an amazing video and crash course with respect to Google Gemini Pro and Google Gemini Pro Vision. In this crash course, I'm going to probably cover somewhere around 6 projects, which will be an end-to-end project. The main aim of this particular video is to showcase you that how powerful Google Gemini Pro is and how you can use it in multiple use cases to solve in a very easier way. So yes, go ahead and enjoy this. These videos will be for at least 2 hours. So I would suggest please go ahead and watch each and every projects, implement them and try to see that whether you're also getting some ideas where you can implement in other domain also. So going forward, if you like this specific video, please make sure that you hit like, share with all your friends. I'll keep the like target to 1,000. Please make it possible because this will motivate me and this will help me to create more and more videos for all of you. As these videos are completely for free, only one thing I specifically require is your presence, your likes, your comments, and definitely do subscribe the channel. So yes, let's go ahead and enjoy this series. You can probably go ahead and execute all the projects with you. All the code will also be provided in the description of this particular video. So let's go ahead. So what are we discussing in this specific video? So I hope everybody has heard about Gemini, right? Gemini API, that was probably Gemini model that was launched from Google. Obviously, the demo that they had actually shown on the website, it was not true demo. They had made up that particular demo. But now the Gemini Pro model is available for you and you can also use it for your own demo purpose. We'll see a complete demo like how these models are, these large language models are, and how it is probably performing. We'll be seeing various codes. I'll be showing you that how you can probably create an API for this. And the best thing is that with respect to this, they have come up with this 2 different plan. One is free for everyone. The Gemini Pro model, which is free for everyone, it has a rate limit of 60 queries per minute. That basically means within a minute, you can actually just hit 60 queries. Price is free. Price output is also free. Input output is free. And you can start using this to just get to know like how powerful the Gemini Pro is. And I probably used it. It looks pretty much good, at least not like that fancy thing, what it showed in the demo, not like that. But yes, we can compare with ChatGPT or we can compare with OpenAI APIs, which perform various tasks like text summarization, text classification, or let's say other tasks like Q&A and many more, right? So the next plan that is probably going to come, which can be specifically used in industries, that is pay as you go. And that basically starts for more than 60 queries per minute. Okay. So here is the entire information. I will be providing the link with respect to the description in the description of this particular video. Now let's go ahead and check the documentation, and one by one I will show you how you can probably create the API keys, how you can probably load it and start using it. Okay. So first of all, just go to the Python section over here. And I'm just going to click on this Google Colab. So as soon as I probably clicked on this Google Colab, you can probably see over here, I've got this entirely. Okay. So we will go ahead step by step. We'll understand each and every line of code. We'll see multiple examples and then let's see how good the Gemini API is. Okay. So as suggested, as I told you already, this is like Gemini has come up in 3 different versions and Gemini Pro is right now available for you. Okay. Where you can probably try. And just by seeing these things, right, I've already tried it out. I feel that yes, it is good enough, right? If I compare with any OpenAI APIs, yes, it is doing a fabulous task. Okay. I know the demo was bad, but here the things that I'm going to execute is very much good. So to get this particular notebook file, all you have to do is that click on Python over here and just click on this. Okay. So this is the entire information, how you can probably create the API key and all. I will be showing you step by step. Okay. So let's start this video. Before that, please do hit like. As you know that I always thought that within this year, right, I may reach 10 lakh subscribers, but I could not. But it's okay. For the next upcoming 3 to 4 months, I would definitely like to reach 10 lakh subscribers. Okay, 10 lakh subscribers. 10 lakh is a very good number, right? And just imagine how much beneficial it is for so many people out there. So let's go ahead and start this. Okay, so we will go step by step. I know, please try to understand these things because I will be explaining you the code what exactly Gemini API is all about, what this Gemini model, why it is so good, because this is a multi-model, right? Multi-model, that basically means it is trained on both text and images. So I'll show you, if I probably give an image, and it will be able to read that image and it will be able to give you the information about that image. That powerful this specific model is, okay? So we'll set up our development environment and get the API access to Gemini. So this is the entire agenda. We will generate text response from text inputs. We will generate text responsive from multimodal inputs, and then we'll use Gemini for multi-turn conversation. And we'll also see how different embeddings can be applied for large language model. Okay. So first of all, this generative AI there is a library which is called as Google Generative AI. With the help of API, you can use various features that is available in this Gemini model, right? Gemini Pro model. So first of all, I will go ahead and install this entire library, that is Google Generative AI, okay, with the help of this specific code. It may take some time. Again, it depends on your internet speed, how good it is. And then after we probably go ahead and install this, so import the specific library. Now here are some of the important things that we are going to do. Okay, so first of all, you'll be able to see we are importing pathlib, textwrap, Google Generative AI as Gen AI. So this is the alias that we are going to specifically use, and this is the library that has almost all the features over there. From google.collab, you import user data. Inside user data, you can store your API key. Okay, I will show you how you can probably do it. Along with this, I'm probably importing display and markdown to display the information. And there is another method which is called as definition to underscore markdown. That basically means whenever I get any kind of response, I'm going to replace this dot by star, because I think this generative AI, this Gemini Pro, gives some kind of response where it will be having this kind of output. Okay. And then we are going to convert that entire data with respect to markdown. Okay, so all these things we are specifically importing. Now let's go to our next step, setting up your API key. So for doing that, just click on this particular link. Okay, so it will go to this makersuite.google.com app API key. You can also create Palm APIs from here and all, right? So after going over here, what you can do, you can actually go ahead. I've already created one particular API key over here, which you can actually see. If you want to create a new API key, just go ahead and click on this. As soon as you click on this, you will be getting the API key. You just copy from there. And here, what I have done, I have written the API key over here. Okay, so don't worry that this API key is not right. I've already executed, or I have already stored that particular API key itself, right? So probably when I share this particular notebook with you, you'll not be able to see this API key over there. Until then, I may have also deleted it from here. Okay, so the reason, don't use this, do it with your own, because it is completely for free, right? 60 queries, you can actually hit it. Now let's go ahead and do one thing. First of all, I'm creating an environment variable called as Google underscore API underscore key. Okay, so this will basically be my API key. Okay, and I will remove this. I will not require this. And then what I'm doing over here, I'm saying genai.configure API key, and I'm using the environment variable, and I'm setting that API key to this. Okay, so once I do this, done. That basically means my API is configured. This is the simple steps that you specifically need to do. Now, what all models you specifically get from Gemini API? So over here, there are two models. One is Gemini Pro. This is optimized for text only prompts. So text summarization, Q&A, chat, anything that you specifically want to do, you have to use this specific model, that is Gemini Pro. And then you have one more model which is called as Gemini Pro Vision. This is optimized for text and image prompts. Okay. So for text and image prompts specifically, you can use Gemini Pro version. If you want to check how many different models are there, just write for m in gen ai.list underscore model. List underscore models will give you all the models that it is basically having, and it is saying that if generated content in m supported generation methods, then it will show you all both the model name. So here you can probably see that as soon as you execute this, you will be getting that you have two models. One is Gemini Pro, and then the other one is Gemini Pro Vision. Now let's go ahead and let's try something. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use the Gemini Pro model. This is specifically for text related task. Okay, so here I'm going to use generative AI, gen AI dot. There is a method which is called as generative model, and there I'll be giving my model name. So once I execute this, this basically becomes my model. So if I probably go ahead and execute over here, so here you will be able to see that I am getting a model. Trust me guys, this is good enough, because if you don't have OpenAI API key also, you can use this. And when you use this, you'll be able to understand more about the LLM models. Okay. So now let's go ahead and use one method which is called as generate content. This generate content method can handle a variety of use cases, including multi-turn chat, multimodal input, depending on what the underlying model supports. So here I've used Gemini Pro. So in this particular case, I am going to specifically use it for text related task. Okay. So now here we use model.generate_content, and here I'm giving the message, what is the meaning of life? Okay. So this is the default message. Once I execute this, you see the response time. The response time with respect to this particular time, it will go ahead and capture. So and also remember guys, when I was executing some time before, this was really fast. Right now it is a little bit slow. Is it the problem of internet connection? I don't know. Okay, so but here you can see user time, it took 120 milliseconds, system time was 10.5 milliseconds, total time was 131 milliseconds, which is very good. Like OpenAI API speed, I think it will take more than this. Okay, that I specifically know. Now in order to see the response, I will use this _markdown, and we will write response.text. As soon as I write this, you will now be able to see the output of this, right? What is the meaning of life? So here you can see that the meaning of life is a philosophical question that has been posed by human for centuries, so and so, blah 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 blah. All the information is very much easily given, and it looks good. You did not have to do any other prompt template techniques to probably put it in this dotted point. It has considered in a better way. Yes, you can again use prompt template also for this purpose. Okay. So if the API, and now this is the most important thing which I like about Gemini Pro. Okay. If the API failed to return a result, use generate content response.prompt_feedback. Now you may be thinking why the API may fail. It may be because of some or the other reason. To see it was blocked due to safety concern. Okay, because of safety concerns also, it may not give you some response. Now what may be that safety concern? Okay, so first of all, we will go and see response.prompt_feedback. When I probably execute this, I also have these all features that are probably coming up. This information in the response: safety rating, category, harm category, sexually explicit, probability negligible. So you can see it is categorizing based on this 4 important categories, whether it is a hate speech, whether it is a harassment, whether it is a dangerous content, right? And here you can probably see that it is also giving that particular feedback. If any of the feedback is positive, I think you may not get a response. So let's go ahead and execute this particular code, and let's see whether this works true or not. Okay, I definitely want to check it out. So I will go ahead and execute, and I will say, okay, I do not mean anything to write anything bad over here, but I would just like to see how to insult someone. Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying. I don't mean to, but let's see. So here you will be able to see that whether I'll be able to get a response or not. And again, over here, now it has becomes fast, right? So now let's go ahead and do this. See, the response part quicker only works for a single can, but none were returned. Now I will go ahead and check this prompt feedback. Now this is where block reason, safety. See over here, harm category, harassment, medium. So this is what is so good in this. Ethics is definitely there, right? So it is not giving you any kind of response, right? So I hope you have understood the importance of this. Okay. Now similarly, Gemini can also generate multiple possible responses for a single prompt. Okay, it can also generate, right? So for that, you just need to use this responses.candidates. Now what I will do, I will not execute this, but instead we will go ahead and execute this. What is the meaning of life? Okay. Okay, so let's execute this. It's okay. Or I'll just go ahead and ask a different question. Can you let me know about the future of generative AI. Okay, so I'm asking this specific question. Now let's see. I'm not executing this. Now it should definitely give me some kind of response. And this also depends on the kind of like amount of tokens that is probably coming from the LLM model. So here it has taken 122 milliseconds. Now let's see the prompt feedback. I think this is absolutely fine. Okay. And here I will also go ahead and see my text. It'll give. So here you can see the future of generative AI holds immense potential and promises to revolutionize various style GAN, GPT-3, this is there. Now, if I go ahead and write response.candidates, okay. Now here you can probably see that I'm getting the entire info. This is so nice. See? So this is my first text, right? Role model, find this, all the information is there with respect to all the information that you will be able to see that, right? All, whatever thing we executed step by step, we are getting everything. Okay. So this is very, very good. Okay. Now, by default, the model returns a response after completing the entire generation process. You can also stream the response as it is being generated, and the model will return chunks of the response as soon as they are generated, which is absolutely amazing again, right? So what we can also do is that you can stream the response. Okay, no need to wait for the entire response. So let's see. Okay, so here I will use the same question. Let me see. So I will, so can you let me know the future of generative AI? Now I think for this, it will not take much time when compared to the previous one that we had done, right? So here I will go ahead and write. All you have to do is that just write over here. Let me just show you. Okay, you just need to add a parameter which is called as stream is equal to true. By that you'll be able to get the response as it is being generated. So let me just go ahead and execute this. Okay, now I'm not going to directly print response.text, but I'm saying that for every chunk in response, print chunk.text text. Okay, and then it will show 80 like dotted lines. Okay, so we can also display this in this way. So here you can probably see how fast it was able to chunk by chunk. Obviously, when chunk by chunk is getting displayed, it will be very, very good, right? So here you can probably see all the information, ethical, this needed for skill force, long-term impact on society and all. Now, one more thing is that when streaming, some response attributes are not available until you have iterated through all the response chunk. This is demonstrated below. So here, if I say what is the meaning of life with streaming is equal to true, now you will be able to see that. Let's see. Okay. So once this gets executed, now I have this response.prompt feedback. In prompt feedback, you'll be understanding whether it has some problems or not with respect to that thing. Now, if I directly go ahead and write response.text, okay, it will automatically tell me, please let the response complete iteration before accessing the final accumulated attribute. Okay. So this is a very good problem statement. And now based on your requirements, what I feel when compared to OpenAI, still Gemini API that we have, right? It may have more functionalities as we go ahead, but till now it really looks promising. It looks really good. Okay. Now we will try to generate and text from image and text inputs. Okay. So this is also good. Now let's download this image. So by using a curl operation, I am probably downloading the image. If you see the image looks something like this. Okay. Or I may also use some more image, right? I will write cat playing image. Okay. So cat playing image. So here you will be able to see some images. Let's see. This looks like a complicated image. I guess it should find some problem. Okay. Downloads. Okay. Downloads. Here I will say upload that specific image. Okay. I will save it. Let's rename this image. I will say cat.jpg. Now if I execute this over here, I will write cat.jpg. Okay. Now this is the image. It looks something like this. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to give this image to my Gemini Pro Vision model and then we will see what it can understand from this image. Like if I say that the cat is playing with some cotton fur or wool, right? This cotton wools. Now let's see what answer Gemini Pro Vision gives, right? So first of all, we will go ahead and load Gemini Pro Vision. Okay. And then we will go ahead and generate model.generate content image, and then we'll say to markdown response.text. Okay. So let's go and see the answer. So it is going to take that image here. Directly we are giving the image. Now it is going to understand this specific image. It is going to read and it is going to understand. It is going to give me a response in text. Okay. Now let's see. So this looks amazing till here, but let's see the response. I really want to see the response of this, and it is taking some amount of time. I think when we go with respect to the paid API, it will be a little bit less, but again, it depends on the image size, how we are specifically calling it and all, right? Let's see. I think as we go ahead, the correct answer is play, right? So here you can probably see, if I go ahead and see this image, right? It shows play. Now, it was not that well, but let's see the previous one. Okay. So let's see the previous one over here. Okay. I think with just play, it is showing. I think I'm not satisfied with that specific answer, but we can also try with the previous one. So let's say this is the image, and then we will go ahead and execute this. Let's see what kind of response it gives us. So here you have some tiffin box, you have broccolis, you have some food item, right? So let's see. Till then, I will download some more images. Okay. Let's see. Let's take this image also. Images.jpg. I will go ahead and upload it over here. Okay. I just want to see the answer. Like what all different kind of answers we specifically get. Yes. Right now for this image to text, I think we are taking some time, but I don't know, like in the future, it may have a good response time when compared to right now, but here definitely some amount of time is basically happening, right? Or these are meal prepared containers with chicken, brown rice, broccoli and bell peppers. This also looks good. So it is able to give minute details over here. This is really good. Okay. Now I will go ahead and write play images.jpg. Let's see. So this is the image. I think this image is small, so it should be able to give. It should be able to check the image and generate some kind of text. Let's see. It was an error. Post internal. Please try your report. Okay, some kind of error is basically coming up. Okay. Let's see. I think it was a timeout issue, or I don't know. But I think now we should be able to see the answer. Okay, it is giving in some Chinese text. Okay, so this I think works with some other kind of images itself, or where you have a detailed image, but definitely some of the use cases is failing over here. Okay, so I feel that it is failing over here. Okay, now let's try this one. Okay, so there is one more option. I don't know, like with respect to image, do we have to give only this kind of images? If I'm giving cat images, cat playing images, I don't know what kind of response that we are getting, or do we have some options to probably change it? We'll have a look. Okay. Now the next thing is that to provide both text and images in a prompt, I'm saying that write a short engaging blog post based on this picture. It should include description, this. I think for this, it should be able to give, right? It should be able to give. I think that is the reason it was not giving that well. So now let's see. I will go ahead and write cat.jpg. I hope it was cat.jpg only. Okay. So yes, this was cat.jpg. Can you include the description of the photo okay. Let's see. Can you write a short blog based on this picture? Okay. It should include the description of the photo. Okay, now let's see what kind of response we specifically get. And here the second parameter I'm giving it as image, and that is how we are going to probably get it. And to provide both text and image, pass a list containing the strings and the image. So this is my string, the first thing that I'm giving this along with this image. So I'm saying that write a short engaging blog post based on this picture. Okay, so now let's see what kind of response we will specifically get. Okay, and quickly let's see, but I did not find a good output, something like this. So here it says like that only, right? Is designed to handle multimodal prompts and return a text output. Okay, perfect. So yes, this is there. Now let's convert this into text. The adorable ginger kitten is having a blast playing with a colorful cat toy. The kitten is batting at the toy with his paw. This looks good, right? I'm really impressed. By seeing the image, it is providing you all the information. Okay, now let's see one more. Okay, Spartan's image. I don't know. Let's see. Spartan's group image. I will put this image. Let's see. It looks good. I like this image. Spartans.jpg. Okay. So I have put this image. Let's upload this and let's see whether it will be able to provide the description or not. First is observing what all things are there in the image. I think that is what Gemini Pro Vision actually gives you. Okay. So here I will say Spartans.jpg. No subdirectory. Why? Spartan. It is Spartan. Okay. Spartan. So this is my image, which looks, oops. What is the error now? Spartan. Okay, it is JPEG. Okay. So I'm getting this specific image of Spartan right now. And let's see how it looks like. So this is the entire image right now. Let me just go ahead and give this image over here. Okay. I'm saying it to generate the content, model.generate content. Let's see. And I'm saying write a short engaging blog post based on this picture. It should include a description of the photo. Okay. So it is, what I feel is that vision, it was not able to just recognize everything, but the text information that we are getting over here is good. In this epic scene from the movie 300, Leonidas, the king of Sparta. Okay. It is able to understand from the movies also completely, right? Which is absolutely very, very good. Okay. So I hope you like this particular video, guys. Please go ahead and try it out. And there is one more assignment that I really want to give in this. Go ahead and try. There is something called as chat conversation. So there are a couple of very simple, by using Gemini Pro, you can actually do it. Just go ahead and try this. You just need to execute by appending this in the history. All the information is given over here. Okay. But yes, I feel Gemini Pro looks promising. And yeah, it looks good. In some computer vision, right, the images that I gave like cat and all, it was just saying play. So at least it was able to understand someone is playing over there. Okay. But other than that, I feel the response is fabulously good. So yes, this was it from my side. I hope you like this particular video. Please do go ahead and check out this particular video and explore more about Gemini AI. And at the end of the day, this is completely for free of use, so you can go ahead and have a look. And it will be an LLM application with respect to various tasks. I will try to also use it for image applications also. So I'll show you two different projects in this video. One is with respect to text, the other one is with respect to images. As you know, Gemini Pro is a multi-model. That basically means it works both on text and images. So I'll try to show you amazing use cases by creating an end-to-end project. That basically means there will be a front end, there'll be a back end, and we'll try to combine them. I'll try to write down code, everything as we go ahead. So if you are new to this particular channel, please make sure that you subscribe the channel. And if you want me to upload this kind of interesting video, so for every video I do keep a target likes. Okay, so let's keep the target like for this particular video to 1000. Trust me, You'll love this because Gemini Pro is actually giving a good result if I probably compare with OpenAI chat GPTs and all. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's start with this. As you all know, right now Gemini Pro is available for free. You can probably do a 60 queries per minute with respect to any kind of inputs that you probably give it to the Gemini Pro model itself, and then you get the specific response. Right now, pay as you go has not come. So we'll start from basics. I have created a key over here. Okay. So for creating a key, you have to go to makersuite.google.com/app/API key. So here you will be able to create the key itself, and I'll be using this specific key. Already in my previous video, I've shown you how you can probably go ahead and create a key. Okay, so everything is included. So in order to create a key and all, I will give you this particular website link also in the description of this particular video. Okay, now let me go ahead and start. And here is my entire file, the new project that I'm probably going to start. And as usual, I will go ahead and open a terminal. So this will be my command prompt. So first of all, I will go ahead and create my environment. So I will name it to VNV Python double equal to 3.10. I'll take 3.10. The thing is that Gemini Pro will work without any errors with Python version at least greater than 3.9. So for the safer side, I'm actually taking Python double equal to 3.10. So step by step, I'm going to do it, guys. So please hit like, please do support, please do share this video with everyone, because I am really going to focus on generative AI like hell. I will try to teach you everything that is there, and amazing projects you'll be able to create it. You'll be able to use it. The reason is very simple. Many of my students who have made transition into the data science industry are working in this field right now, and different kind of videos, they are requesting me to upload it. Okay. Now you have to probably move from the traditional machine learning, from traditional deep learning to this generative AI techniques. And that is what is my specific target. So here it is. First of all, I am actually going to create in this specific way. And now this is done. Okay. So we will go ahead and activate Conda activate VENV. So done. So Conda activate VENV, and then what we are specifically going to do, I am going to create my requirements.txt. Okay. So requirement.txt is also created over here. And with respect to requirement.txt, I'm going to use some of the important libraries because I really need to install all those things, and 3 libraries I require. In this, I don't have to do much installation. One is Streamlit, because I'm going to use it for the front end. Google Generative AI, and this is the model that we are specifically going to use. And with the help of this library, you'll be able to access the entire Gemini Pro API itself. And Python.env, so that I will be able to upload the environment variable. So load the environment variable. So this is done. So let me quickly go ahead and write pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, requirement pip install -r requirement.txt. Okay, so once I execute it, okay, I don't know why this spelling mistake is there. Okay, let me see. Pip install -r requirement.txt. So done. So the installation will start taking place. Until then, I will go ahead and create my .env file, because in this only I'm going to upload my key. Now for creating the key, till the requirement is getting installed, first of all, you have to go to this URL makersuite.google.com app API key. And here only you just need to go ahead and creating a API key in the new project. Okay. Once you do this, you will be getting this API key. Just copy this API key. I've already copied it. So what I'm actually going to do is that I'm going to put this inside my environment variable. So I've kept it in my notepad. So I will go to my project file. Okay. Go inside my .env file and just paste it like this. So this is my key. Don't worry, you'll not be able to use this key, and anyhow I'm not going to put it in my GitHub also. So Google_API key with the API key name, you have to give it in your environment file. So this is done. These 2 steps are specifically done. Now all you have to do is that I'll be using this, I'll be calling this environment.env file and all. So first I will go ahead and create my app.py. Now in this app.py, we are going to do multiple things. First of all, I'm just going to try it with some text kind of data. Okay. So for text kind of data, what I'm specifically going to do, text related use case in short. So first of all, I will go ahead and write from .env till the installation of the libraries is taking place. Let it take place. I'm going to import load_.env. Okay, so this is the first library I'm going to use it, and in order to load all my environment variables, I'm just going to use this load underscore .env. Okay, so this is basically loading all the environment variables. Okay, environment variables. Perfect. So here you can see the installation has taken place. So I will just close this quickly. And I will write all the line by line code. Now the next thing is that I'm going to import Streamlit as st. Okay, I'm going to use specifically Streamlit, and then I'm going to import OS. Next thing is that I'm going to import Google dot generative AI as Gen AI. Okay, as Gen AI. And then, so these are the three libraries. Now see, many people will be thinking in LangChain we used to do this, that and all. Yeah, but I feel that this is much more simple when compared to LangChain. Again, you don't have to write much line of codes itself. Okay. Now the next thing what I'm actually going to do is that in order to set my you can consider as the API key, I will be using genai.configure, like how we load our OpenAI API key and we assign it, right? Similarly, over here, we are going to use this API key, and inside this API key, I'm going to just write os.get env, okay, get the environment variable in short. And here we are going to specifically use this Google API key. Okay. So I'm going to use this Google API key over here. So this, what it will happen is that as soon as your entire application is initialized, you will be able to see that your Google API key is loaded. Okay. Now I'm going to probably create a function, and I'm going to write function to load Gemini model and Gemini Pro model and get responses. Okay. So here I'm going to basically write get responses. Okay. And the next thing is that I will create a definition, and I'll say get underscore Gemini underscore response. So this will basically be my function to get the response itself. And here I'm going to basically give the question. Okay. I'm going to basically give the question, and here I will write model is equal to Gen AI. See, so initially we'll initialize the model. Okay. You can actually do it at every time, or you can probably do it outside this. Okay. So here only what I will do initially only, I will try to create a variable model is equal to Gen AI dot generative model, and as suggested, see, for text you basically use Gemini Pro model. Okay, for vision, for images use cases, and you use Gemini Pro Vision, or everything is basically provided in this documentation. Also, you can probably read it out, or you can probably find out in this Google Drive file, right? This collab file. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to use first of all Gemini Pro. Okay, so here I'm going to use something like Gemini Pro. Okay, so this will basically be my model. I'm going to initialize it over here, and then in order to use the model, I will say model.generate content, whatever question I am specifically asking over here, right? Inside this function, it will try to give me the response. Okay, so this will basically give me the response. It is very simple. This is what is the function that is basically used, generate underscore content. That basically means we are giving this input to our model and we'll get some kind of response. Okay. Now the next thing is that I will write return response.text. Done. So once I write response.text, that is basically going to give me the response over here. Now we will quickly go ahead and set up our Streamlit app. Now for setting up our Streamlit app, I will be using three fields. Okay. One is set page config. I'm saying that Q&A demo. The header will say Gemini Pro application, Gemini LLM application. Let's go ahead and write it down. And here I'm going to use a text box where I can probably give my own input. And with respect to that, this will basically be my variable. Okay. Now, along with this, I will also create one submit button. Very simple. I'm going to keep the UI very simple as possible. And here I will say when submit is clicked. Okay. When submit is clicked. It's very simple. I will say if submit. Okay. Now you may be thinking, Krish, how do you create so quickly all this kind of projects and all? See guys, the idea of an end-to-end project is there in the mind. I usually check out the documentation, right? Documentation of Google Generative AI. Now to create this UI and all, I use ChatGPT, right? It becomes very easy to create it. I'll ask, okay, create me Streamlit app, which has an input box, and on click on a submit, it should probably hit the LLM model. So that information is there. I just copy it, paste it over here. Now what I'll do, I will create a response if submit. Okay, response. So inside this response, I'm going to basically call get Gemini response, and whatever input I'm specifically giving, I'll give it over here, right? So that basically means I'm calling this function. Okay. Then it is basically going to call this generate content with respect to all the text, and it is going to give us the info. Now I will write basically to print the response. I can basically write somewhere over here, right? So st.subheader, the response is, it will come as a message and it will write this specific response. Done. Now let's go ahead and see whether everything is working fine or not. But this is just one text application, because I'm also going to now work on or create a separate project with respect to image also. So you'll love it. Okay. So quickly, let's go ahead and run this. So I'm going to open my new terminal. Okay. And quickly, in order to run it, what I will do, just to check it, please stay till the end of the video, because now I'm going to create more amazing things as I go ahead. Streamlit run app.py. So as soon as I execute this, you'll be able to see if I don't get any error, I will say allow access, and here is what is my LLM model, right? Very simple, very easy Gemini LLM application. Now I will just go and ask, write a poem on pandas. Okay, so pandas, I'll just say write a poem, and I'll click on ask the question. Now let's see the response, how quickly it is basically coming up. You'll be able to see whether we are getting any errors. Nothing, no error as such. And probably it should give you the response. So here it is, and it is good enough. The speed is good for a free LLM model, because if I run an open source LLM model in my local, it is going to definitely take a lot of time, right? So a play curve. So here you can see, in a rail where bamboo thrives, there dwells a creature leaving prize with eyes like beads, so dark and round, panda bears joy to be found, right? This looks quite amazing. This answer looks quite amazing. Okay, so write a poem on generative AI. So this basically becomes a Q&A application in short, right? So I'm asking any kind of questions as such, and it is giving me some kind of output. Okay. Now let's see, write a poem on generative AI. I'm giving it, and again you can see the response is pretty much good, right? Hardly it's if you probably see with respect to all these things that you're getting, it's good. In real of code where dreams are like dreams takes flight, generative AI a wondrous sight, symphony of algorithms, a dance so ground unbelieving it. So this looks good. So the Q&A application looks specifically good. Okay. Now here only we are not going to stop. You know, there are many things that we really need to discuss. So let's go ahead with one more technique, which is basically called as chat vision, and we'll try to see that what will be the importance of that. Okay, chat vision. So I'll just close this right now, because we are not stopping here itself. Now we will go ahead and write one more code. Okay, so let me just go ahead and write vision.py. I really want to see that how good it is with respect to vision. Okay. Vision. So I'm just going to rename it. Now with respect to vision also, what I'm actually going to do, most of the code that I am going to configure will be something like this. So I'm going to paste this. Okay. Along with this is the function I'm going to use, but for vision, you know, there will be some changes. Okay. So instead of just calling Gemini Pro, I will use Gemini Pro Vision. Okay. And this will be the model. Here, instead of question, I will be giving my image. Okay. And this should basically give me my image. Okay. So as soon as I give my image, okay, and I see there is an option in generative AI is that along with the image, I can also give some inputs. Okay. So when I write model.generate content, I can give this to information based on input. And let me just do one thing. Let me just write this in a better way. So first of all, I will write a condition. If input is not equal to blank, right? So if it is not equal to blank, I will say response input comma image in the form of list. That basically means I can pass two parameters. The two parameters is that like what I really want to do this with this specific image. Let's say if I say that write a blog on this image, right? So this Gemini API Pro Vision, this Gemini Pro Vision, what it does is that it sees the image, it checks out all the information what is there in the image, and based on that, it will be able to generate some amazing text. Okay. So when I'm giving some kind of input, it can directly call this. If I'm not giving any input, let's say in the else state, if I'm not giving any input, then my response should be something like this. So here I can only give my image. So here I'm not giving by default any inputs. By default, Gemini Pro will consider some kind of input. Okay. And then it will try to just give the generic description of those specific images. So this is the main changes that is going to happen. Now quickly, let's go ahead and do the setup. Okay. I require this 3 information. One is the input. So here you can see I've done the set page config, Gemini image demo, st.header, my input text. Input text basically means some information I'm specifically giving. Okay. Now what I will do, I will create a file upload option, that is image upload option. So what I will say, I will again, how do I write this code? Again, I simply go ahead and search in ChatGPT, right? Or ChatGPT or Bard, wherever you can. Okay. So here I think we need to also import image. Okay. So from PIL, I'm going to import the image part. So this is from PIL, I'm going to import the image. Now here what I've done, I'm saying that if uploaded file is none, then image.open, we can upload the file. It is supporting JPG, PNG. Okay. Now this is done, right? So this basically becomes my upload file. Whatever file I'm specifically uploading, it will be available in this variable. Okay. Uploaded file. Now here you'll be able to see I'm creating a submit button. I'm saying, tell me about the image. Okay. This is done. So finally, what I will say, I will write if submit is clicked. Okay. And now in my response, I will call get Gemini response. Okay. This is only the method get Gemini response. Here I'm giving input, comma, image is there. Yes. Image variable. I've created it. So image will also get passed. Okay. So this 2 information have specifically, I put it over here. And then what I will do, I will go ahead and write my information, right? The other information with respect to header and writer. So now I'm just going to display the response. Very simple. Now you can see, right? Use the same code. I just changed the model name over here. This is my entire function with respect to input. If I'm giving any input, if I'm not giving any input, then also it should be able to generate some kind of content just by seeing the image. Now quickly, let's go ahead and see it. Before that, I will go ahead and download some images. Let's say I'm going to download Spartans. Okay, Spartans images. Okay, so I am just going to see any images as such. Okay, this image looks good. Let's see. Okay, Spartan is already downloaded. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now, I will go ahead and run it. Okay, so let me go ahead and open the new terminal. Okay, and here I'm going to basically write, let me just clean the screen. Streamlit run vision.py, right? So this is what is my main purpose of writing it. Now this is where it is being uploaded. So here you can see content must be empty. Okay. Let's see what is the error. Okay, one problem that I have actually done is, right, I did not put the submit condition. So here I will write if submit colon, right? So let me just go ahead and press tab, right? Now it should definitely work, because without writing condition, I was basically writing that. Okay. Now I think it should run. Let me go ahead and see. Okay. So this looks good. So here you'll be able to see this. Now I will go ahead and browse my file wherever I have actually created it. So Spartan. Okay. So this is my Spartan image. Now I'm not giving any input prompt. So by default, whatever it sees on this specific image, it is going to give me the answer. So for this, it is going to take a little bit more time when compared to the text one. But I feel that as we go ahead, you are going to probably see many things, but it's more about understanding this specific image. So what the entire generative AI understands from this image, we have to probably see. So let's just, the image shows the movie 300. Okay. The response is very much quicker. Okay. Let me just try some other image. Okay. So let me do one thing. I'll go to the desktop. I will put my own custom image. So this was one of the videos that I uploaded let's see what it understands from this specific image. Okay, so I will go ahead and click this, tell me about this image. Okay, so let's see what output we will be getting. Again, I think we should be able to get it, but it's more about what our content you have. See, the response is the roadmap to learn the basics of machine learning. So it is being able to understand from this image, and it is being able to give you the output. Okay, now I will say now I'm going to give input. See, based on this image, generate a blog. Okay, so I'm just going to click on tell me about the image. Let's see. Based on this image, I'm saying that generate a blog. Okay, so it will try to give me some kind of information at least, and try to see that what kind of image is basically over here and what information is there. Until then, I will probably you can see any like, let's say dishes image. Okay, so let's also use this image. Okay, let's see what by default it gives you the output. So download 7. Okay, this is going to take a little bit more time. Now it is basically working along with the input prompt. So that is the reason, I guess. No, I did not click it or what? Okay, it was not running. Sorry. So now let's see how much time it will specifically take, and then we will use the dishes images. But just by seeing this, amazingly, you are able to see that how quickly you are able to get the response. It looks good. It looks promising. You know, when I probably compare with multimodal models, right? So here you can see roadmap to generative AI, and this is the entire blog. Okay, let's try some more image. It looks good. Okay. So here in the download section, I will go ahead and create this. So this looks like a foodie image. This image does not look that much clear, but let's see what kind of can you provide me a detailed description? Let's see. The image is not clear. Okay, but will it be able to give me a good information about this image? And that will show you the power of Gemini, right? So I can probably see dal, paneer, something, some or the other information, right? So HD images, I will write HD images. Let's see. Some more images is there. Let's take this. I cannot save this. Let's see some more images. Food.jpg. Okay. So till here, the image shows a variety of Indian food dishes. There are 2 types of flatbreads. One is plain and the other is topped with the tomatoes and onions. There are 3 bowls of rice, 1 plain, 1 top. So it is just acting like a OCR, you know, so with all the details itself. Now let's go ahead and see this. So this looks pretty much clear. Let me go ahead. Can you provide a detailed description with all the food items available? Or if I don't give any input, let's see what kind of output it gives me. Okay, tell me about the image. This looks good, right? The everything looks promising over here. Specifically, very much promising, all the information. Let's see how much time it is going to take. And yes, you can try it with different images and all. And this is the most amazing thing about this, right? That is the reason why I'm saying that it looks quite promising, you know, it looks quite promising. So this looks good. So the response is aloo gobi, butter chicken, chicken curry. Chicken curry. Okay, great. Aloo gobi is also there somewhere. It looks like aloo gobi. This is a paneer item. This looks good. Naan, lamb rogan josh. So all the items is basically there. If you want to provide your own prompt, you can also provide it over here, and based on that, you can take out the information. This looks absolutely good. And here it shows the power of Gemini, right? This looks really, really good. Now guys, in my upcoming video, I've already shown you this end-to-end application. Now what I'm actually going to do in my next video, create document types Q&A, because I've still not shown you how you can do word embeddings and all. So guys, in this video, we are going to see how we can actually build a conversational Q&A chatbot with the help of Gemini Pro API. Not only that, we'll also try to save all this chat in the form of a history, and we'll also display all the results that we all had a conversation about. That is the reason we are discussing about conversational Q&A chatbot. So before I go ahead, guys, we will keep the like target of this specific video to 1000, so that I will definitely get motivated and I'll try to bring more similar kind of projects for every one of you out there. Now, before I go ahead, please let me go ahead and show you the demo. So this is how the demo will look like. So if I ask hi, you can probably see I will be getting the answer, the response. How can I assist you today? The chat history is I have asked hi. Bot says hi, hello. How can I assist you? So let's say if I go ahead and ask what is generative AI, okay, all the previous information I really need to record it somewhere, right? So let's see, after this, the chat history right now is this much, right? So generative AI, also known as so and so, all the information is coming up. And after that, your chat history will also get updated. And the best thing is that I'm streaming all this specific data, okay? So how streaming actually works and all, we'll also be discussing about that. So here you can see in the history, I've asked what is generative AI, and this is specifically all the information. Now, this is what we are going to implement step by step. I'll show you each and everything. Again, all the files regarding this, all the code regarding this will be given in the description of this particular video. So let me go ahead and let me solve this specific project. So guys, I have opened my VS Code over here, and right now, if you remember in my previous video, I've discussed about all these things like vision.py, how you can actually play with images with the help of Gemini API, Gemini Pro API. Then we also discussed about some kind of simple Q&A chatbot. Now in this video, I am going to show you this entire code with respect to this QA chat.py. So here is what is my entire code I'm going to specifically write. Step by step, I'll try to show you what all things is basically required. As usual, first of all, we need to have an environment file with respect to Google_API key. This you can actually get it from makesuit.google.com. So from there, which will basically provide you all the features to create the API key for Gemini Pro. The first thing is env file. Once we create the env file, then we will go ahead and start implementing our code. If you have not seen all the videos in my Gemini playlist, I would suggest go ahead and have a look. So let me quickly write over there all the code. So first of all, I will go ahead and load all the environment variables. So for this, I will use for .env import load_.env. Okay. And then we will go ahead and initialize load_.env. And finally, I'm going to import Streamlit as st. So I'm going to use Streamlit over here. And remember one thing, guys, there are some important libraries that you need to install that is present in the requirement.txt. Everything will be provided in the description of this particular video, the GitHub code, right? So I'm going to use Streamlit, Google Generative AI, and Python.env. All this library needs to be installed before I head, right? So I'm importing Streamlit.as_st. Then I will go ahead and import OS because I will be requiring it. And then I will say import Google.Generative AI as Gen AI. Okay, so I'm going to use this library only for doing all my tasks. Now, initially, whenever we load any environment key, first of all, we need to set this in my Gen AI. So for doing that, I will write genai.configure. Configure is a method where it will be asking for the API key that I have. And since I've already loaded that from my environment variable, so you can see that os.getEnv, I'm using this Google API key. Okay. Now the next thing over here, I will try to create a function to load Gemini Pro model. Okay. So here you can probably see Gemini Pro model and get response. Okay. So I'm doing this, and here you have model.genai.generative model. I'm going to initialize my generative model itself. And in this case also, I'm going to use Gemini Pro. Okay. So Gemini Pro and Gemini Pro Vision. For conversational Q&A, we will specifically be using this one that is called as Gemini Pro. Okay. And then we will go ahead and execute it and write chat model.start_chat. And here I'm going to specifically use history. Okay. So this history will also maintain all the things that we are probably going to have in our conversation. But I will show you another way where I'll use the power of Streamlit to store all the history in a form of a session. Later on, you can also put that inside your DB, or you can also use it from your session itself, right? So first of all, let me go ahead and define my definition. So here I will basically write definition get Gemini underscore response, and inside this response I will specifically give my question, whatever question we have asked. So this function should basically give me the response that I'm getting from the generative model itself, like from the Gemini Pro, right? So this question I will send it to my LLM model, and then I will specifically get the response. So here I'm going to write response chat dot send underscore message, and here I'm going to basically write question stream is equal to true. Okay, so stream is equal to true because as the LLM model is giving you the output, we are going to stream it and we are going to display it, right? And then we will go ahead and return the response. So once this response is basically coming, this response is nothing but it is the output, right? When we specifically get response.text. Now we are going to initialize our Streamlit app. For initializing it, what we are going to do is that I'm going to use these three fields. One is the Q&A demo, Gemini LLM application, page config and header. It is very much common. The most important thing is that if I really want to record the history part, right? The history of the conversation, we will initialize session state. So in Streamlit, it provides you session states for chat history if it does not exist. So I'm saying if chat underscore history not in session state, then we will go ahead and create a session state and we'll write chat underscore history over here. So right now it is blank. As soon as we have any conversation, later on we'll try to record all those, we'll try to put all those conversation inside this particular session state. That is what we are going to look at. Then in the next step, we are going to basically say input is equal to st dot text underscore input, and here I'm going to basically use input, and here we are basically going to write key is equal to input. Okay, so input will be my variable name, in short, whatever text box I'm specifically using. Along with this, I'm going to also use a submit button, st dot button, and here I'm going to basically write ask the question. Okay, so what I've actually done, I've initialized my session, okay, session state. So over here, that the name of the session state is chat history. Okay, now if I click on submit or input, right, basically both the fields input should also be filled. Okay, so if both this satisfies, both this condition satisfies, then what I will do, I will go ahead and call my get Gemini response, and here I'm going to basically give my input, whatever input I am probably giving it. Now as soon as it calls this function, it is going to get that message and it goes to get that response. Okay, now the next thing is that add user query and response to session chat history. Now see, as soon as I probably have created this input, this is what is my input that a user has given, and this is what is the output that we have got, right? Now what I'm actually going to do here, for all this entire history, right, we are going to save this in our chat underscore history session state. So for that, we will go ahead and write st dot session state. Okay, st dot session state, and here we are going to basically use chat underscore history. Okay, chat underscore history, and I'm going to dot append with this specific, let's say I'm going to write you, basically you who's sending the message, and then I'm going to basically use input. Okay, so I am storing all this session inside this particular u variable. Okay, and finally I will get my response also. So let me write over here st dot subheader, and here I will write a statement saying that the response is, and in short, I have to probably display the response. Now understand one thing. We used something called a stream is equal to true. That basically means this entire response can, without getting the entire content, can also be populated in whatever pages we want to probably display, right? What do I mean is that now my process did not have to wait for the entire content to come from LLM. So as LLM is sending text data, whatever response it is basically sending, it is going to display it in the front end screen. Okay, so that is what we are basically looking at. So now I'm going to write from chunk in response. See, that is the reason when we write stream is equal to true. Okay, that basically means we get the excess of all the streaming data, and then we can write a for loop, and I'm saying from chunk in response, and here I write st.write, and we will go ahead and write chunk.text. So we are displaying the text part by part, and along with this I will go ahead and append this entire response. Okay, and here instead of writing u, I will write bot. Okay, and inside this, instead of writing input, I will go ahead and write my entire chunk.text. So what I'm actually doing is that as soon as I get the response, it is coming in the streaming manner, we are displaying it, and accordingly we are also appending in this chat underscore history. Okay, now this is perfect, this is done. And finally what I will do is that I will just go ahead and create my history, because I need to display all the history, right? So here I will go ahead and write the chat history is, okay, so this is what I am going to basically implement. And and here I will say for role comma, I will create two common variables in st dot session state, and here I'm going to use my chat underscore history. Okay, chat underscore history, and whatever is there, it is either in the key value pairs u colon bot colon some kind of answers. Here I'm going to basically write st.write. I'll use a f1 over here, and I will say role colon, and then here I will say text. So in this specific format. Okay, role colon text. Now let's go ahead and see if everything works fine or not. Okay, and I will go ahead and open my terminal. I'll delete this. Let's see. So we are now displaying perfectly all our details. This venv has got activated. I have already shown you in my previous video how to activate venv environment also. And here we will go ahead and write streamlit run qa chat.py, and let's see if everything works fine or not. So it has got executed. So here is my things. I will say hi, how are you, and then we will go ahead and ask the question. Let's see whether we'll get the response. The response is I'm a conversational AI chatbot. The chat history is having all the details. Okay, and it is giving chunk by chunk. You can see over here, right? Let's ask some other question. My name is Krish Naik. Okay, something. Krish Naik. What is your name? Okay, something like this. And I will go ahead and ask the question. Let's see whether this is getting saved or not. Okay. So here you can see, how are you? My name is Krish Naik. What is your name? I'm a chatbot assistant. I do not have a name. Bot designed to help users, so and so. So all the information that I probably type it over here along with the response, it is getting recorded in the chat history. Now this is what I really wanted to show it to you, and it was so much easy. Many people had asked this specific question. In my upcoming video, what I'm going to specifically do is that I'm going to create a PDF document with the help of Gemini API. I'll show you different embedding techniques, how we can convert a word into vectors, and then how we can utilize for a normal document Q&A kind of thing with the help of Gemini API, right? So guys, in this specific video, we are actually going to create an end-to-end project of chatting with multiple PDF documents using Google Gemini. Now, one amazing thing about this entire project will be that we'll also be using LangChain, and we'll try to understand how LangChain has brought some important ways of integrating Google Gemini Pro, and probably developing amazing applications altogether. So everything we will try to develop it. I know this will probably be many things. There are two main important features that we are also going to use in this. One is of one of the vector embeddings technique. You can use any different vectors embeddings. It is up to you. But today I will show you a vector embedding technique which has been created by Facebook. Okay, we'll talk more about it as we go ahead. Now, first of all, let me just go ahead and show you how the demo will be, right? The demo, and then we will try to develop this entire application. So over here, when I say chat with PDF, I'm talking about chat with multiple PDF. So what I will do, I will go to browse. Let's say I have two important PDFs over here, and these are the research paper. One is attention is all you need and YOLO, right? And I will just go ahead and open it. Now, once I open it, what we will do, we will go ahead and click submit. Now, what is going to happen is that this entire PDF files will be getting converted into vector embedding, and it will be stored in local or in any database as such, right? I've already showed you how you can use Pinecone database, you can use Cassandra DB, to store all these kind of vectors, right? Now, you can see over here, I've got the status as done. Now, this is one important functionality. Here, what we did, we browsed the file, we uploaded it. Any number of PDFs you can upload it. The limit size will be 200 MB per file. So any number of files you can probably upload it. And as soon as I probably clicked submit and process, it has actually got converted into vectors. Now, whatever question I ask about this specific PDF, I will be able to retrieve it. Now, as said, right, I've uploaded this two PDF. One is attention is all you need. So you can go ahead and take up any question and probably ask to it. Okay. So let's say I will go ahead and ask what is scaled dot product attention. Okay. So I will say what is scale dot product attention. So let's see whether I will be able to get the response or not. So it is running over here. It has already been converted into vectors. So I hope I should be able to get some output over here. So let's see. So here you can see scale product attention is a mechanism used in the transformer model for calculating the attention weights between different position in sequences. So amazingly, we are actually able to get the response. Not only that, I'll say, please provide a summary about multi-head attention, let's say, and you can write any prompt that you want. Provide a summary about multiple head attention. So I will just go ahead and submit it. So you can probably see, and many people have actually asked me, Krish, how do I probably interact with multiple PDFs? Like they can be any number of PDFs over here. I've even tried with 10 to 15 different kind of PDFs over here. So here you can see the reply is multi-head attention is a technique used in transformer model to improve its ability to attend the different parts of the input sequence. Now this is with respect to attention PDF. I also have YOLO PDF. So let's ask, okay, provide a detailed summary. I will just go ahead and write, provide a detailed summary about walk 2007 error analysis. So I will go ahead and press enter, and I hope I should be able to get the response. Now this is the entire demo, but again, creating the entire application will help you learn multiple things over here. So we'll go ahead and talk about it as we go step by step. Now here you can probably see you've got the answer also, and you'll be able to see that you're getting the entire result. Okay, so let's go ahead and now develop this application. I will completely start from scratch. As I said that we are also going to use this Facebook AI similarity search FIAS. This is whenever you work with vector embeddings, you can probably use this. You can also use ChromaDB if you want, but in this particular video I've already used in one of the project of ChromaDB, but let's go ahead and now use this FIAS. So guys, now let's go ahead and develop this project step by step. Please follow all the steps that I'm specifically telling you. The best thing is that we'll try to keep it much more modular. We'll try to use a front-end application, a back-end application. We'll try to see that how, when a vector embeddings is basically created, how you can store it in your local, or you can probably, if you have an option, you can also go ahead and store it in any database as such. Okay. So first of all, as usual, what I will do is that I will go ahead and open a terminal. Okay. See guys, whenever you probably start it right now, you always need to create a new environment whenever you want to probably start a project. Okay. I've already created an environment called as venv. Okay. But here I will give you a command how you can actually create an environment. Okay. So for that, you need to write conda create -p venv. And then you have to probably use, this is my environment name, venv. And here, Google Gemini Pro, it works well with at least Python that is greater than 3.9. Okay. So here I will probably use 3.10. So as soon as you write this and just press enter, what will happen is that an environment will get created on the name of VNV. Okay, so please do these steps. I know, see, I'm not showing you completely from executing the command because I've already done that in my previous videos, right? So you don't have to do again and again and wait till that entire steps actually happen in this video. Okay, so once this VNV environment is created, we need to go ahead and write conda activate this specific environment, that is VNV. Okay, because inside this environment only I will go ahead and probably install all the libraries. So these are the first two steps that you really need to follow. One is create the environment. So for that you can write conda create -p VNV. Then you can give the Python version, Python double equal to 3.10. Okay, as I said, Google Gemini Pro works well with Python version greater than 3.9 plus. Okay, now the second thing that we will go ahead and do is that create our environment variable. Okay, so here I have to use Google API key. I have already shown you how you can use Google API key. Just go to makersuite google.com/API key. So this is the website that you really need to go. makersuite.google.com/app/API key. Just click on this create API key in a new project. As soon as you click it, you can copy the API key and you can paste it over here. And that is the same thing that I have actually done over here. So here is the same API key. I have pasted it. Okay. And the name that I'm actually giving is Google_API_key. Okay. So this is the second step. This is my environment variable. Without this, I will not be able to use Google Gemini Pro. Okay, Google Gemini Pro. Now the next thing is that I will go ahead and install all the libraries that will be required for this specific use case. So I will go ahead and write step by step and what all libraries I will be requiring. As I said, I'll be requiring Streamlit. I'll be requiring Google Generative AI. This is for Google Gemini Pro. I will be requiring python.env, yeah, to load all the environment variables. I will be requiring LangChain. Why? Because we need to read the PDF. LangChain has a lot of functionalities to read the PDF. And for, again, reading the PDF also, we have something called as PyPDF2. If you want, you can use ChromaDB, but right now in my use case, I will go ahead and use Fice CPU. Okay, Fice GPU will also come, but right now I'm going to use CPU because I have less number of files. If you have more files, you want to do parallel processing, you can use Fice GPU. Now this will be the another important library that you will probably be using. That is nothing but LangChain Google Gen AI. So this basically means that with the help of LangChain, you will be able to access the APIs of Google Generative AI. Okay, so these are my important libraries that I will be requiring for this project. Now what we will do, we will go ahead and write pip install -r requirement.txt. So once I do this, you can probably see that I have already done the installation. So it is showing requirement already satisfied. The main reason is that you should not waste much time in this two steps. So that is the reason I have already done this and I'm proceeding with it. Okay. Now this is done. I'm good with the requirement.txt. My API key is ready. Everything is ready. Now let's go ahead and do the coding. And this time we will try to do it completely from scratch. We'll try to understand what all things are there. Okay. So first of all, as I said, I will go ahead and import Streamlit as st. So Streamlit is done. Now along with this, I will also be using from PyPDF2. Okay. Import PDF reader. Okay, so this is the libraries that I will also be using, because PDF reader, with the help of PDF reader, we will try to read all the documents. Okay, and apart from this, what I will do is that there are some important libraries that we need to import with respect to LangChain. Okay, so what all important libraries that we are going to import? First of all, I will go ahead and paste it over here. Okay, so from LangChain.TextSplitter, I'm going to use recursive character text splitter. As you know that from what we need to do, as soon as we read the PDF, as I said, that we need to convert those into vectors. So Google Generative AI, like basically the Gemini Pro, also provides you an embedding technique. Okay, so for that I will write from LangChain LangChain underscore Google underscore Gen AI import Google Generative AI embeddings. Okay, so we are going to specifically use this from Google LangChain underscore Google underscore. Don't worry about this warnings, it will go off as soon as we execute for the one time. Okay, then along with that I will go ahead and import from Google Generative AI as Gen AI. Okay, so this is done because I'm going to use this generative AI functionalities only. Now along with this I will be importing 4 different libraries and I will explain you everything step by step. Okay, so one is Fias. This is for the vector embeddings from LangChain.vector stores. We'll try to create that. Then LangChain Google Gen AI also has chat Google Generative AI. Okay, so this I will try to make you understand why we are specifically using this. Then from LangChain question answer we are importing load QA chain. So this basically helps us to do the chat and any kind of prompts also I want to define. So for that also I am importing this LangChain.prompts import prompt template. And finally I'm also going to import .env load.env. So this is specifically to load all the environment variables. So these are some of the imports. Now I will go ahead and write load underscore .env. By this what will happen is that you will be able to see the environment variable. Okay, and then finally I will write genai.configure because I need to configure my API key from Google Gemini. So I will write os.get env, and here I will go ahead and write Google because that is the same thing, API key. So what we have done over here is that I'm configuring the API key with respect to whatever Google API key we have loaded in this .env file, or we have put them in this .env file. Now understand one thing. I hope you have visualized the demo part, right? In that demo part, you could see there was a left side where we got some place to upload the PDF and convert it into a vectors, and in right side there was a text, right? Now in the left side, as soon as we upload a PDF, we should be able to read the PDF, and then whatever data is there inside the PDF, we should be able to give it, right? So for that, what I will do, I will create a definition. I'll create a function and I'll write get underscore PDF underscore text. Okay. Now in this case, whatever will be my PDF underscore docs, right? Whatever document I'm uploading it. Now here I will go ahead and create a text variable. And I will say for PDF in PDF underscore docs, right? So what I'm saying, I'm just saying that, okay, read all the PDF pages in this particular PDF underscore docs, and I will go ahead and read this with the help of PDF reader, right? So PDF reader, I hope I have imported it over here. So this will basically be my PDF reader. So PDF reader will be responsible in reading this specific PDFs. Okay. Now, as soon as it probably reads this PDF, in PDF, multiple pages will also be there, right? So the main important internal component will be that as soon as we read a PDF using PDF reader, it will be able to get the details of all the pages. So that basically means this PDF reader will be in the form of list. So what I will do, so I will go ahead and say from page in PDF reader. Okay. So I'm going to probably read all the pages inside that. So I will write dot pages, and after this I will go ahead and say text plus is equal to page dot extract text. So if you go ahead and write extract text, that basically means from this particular page we are going to extract all the details, all the text inside that. Okay. So once we do this, then what we'll do, finally we'll go ahead and return the text. So this is perfect, right? So this steps in short is saying that we read the PDF, we go through each and every pages, and we extract the text. So this is the first information that we want. Okay. Because later on we will try to get this text, and now as usual, what we'll do, we will create another function. As soon as we get this text, I will divide this text into chunks, smaller chunks. So I will write get underscore chunks. Okay. step by step. We will try to do this. Please, you really need to follow all the steps, because once you follow this, so this will be generic for all the PDF files with respect to whatever application we develop in generative AI. Okay. So here I'm going to give my text. So this will be my another function. And here I will go ahead and write text underscore splitter. Okay. As you know, we have used recursive character text splitter. We have imported it over here, right? So we are going to use this. And I'm saying, hey, make the chunk size of 1000. Instead of 1000, I'll say 10,000. And overlap, since I have a very big PDF. So here I'll say my chunk overlap will be 1000. Okay. So overlapping can basically happen. So here what is basically happening, I have the entire text and I want to divide those texts into smaller chunks of this particular size of 10,000 words, I guess, or 10,000 tokens. And they can be an overlap of 1000. Okay. So that I get a detailed summary of any questions that I specifically ask. Okay. Now, once this is done, then I will go ahead and write text splitter dot split underscore split underscore text, and I will give this specific text over here. Okay. So I'm taking this particular text and splitting based on this information that I specifically have. And then after this, I will go ahead and return my chunks. Perfect. So this was my PDF. I got the text. I divided the text into chunks. Now, the main thing will be that I'll take this text chunks, whatever chunks I have, and I'll convert that into vectors, right? So here I will say definition get vector store, and here I will go ahead and write text underscore chunks. Okay, whatever text chunks I'm specifically getting, and here I'm going to upload my embeddings. Which embeddings that I have used over here? Google Generative AI embedding. So I'll copy this. And in Google Generative AI embeddings, if you see the documentation, there is a model which is basically called as inside the models folder, which is nothing but embedding 001. Okay. So I'm going to use this embedding technique. Okay. To probably do the embedding. Again, in LangChain also you have different embeddings. In OpenAI also you have different embeddings. But right now I want to use an embedding which is completely free for everyone to use it. From Hugging Face also you can do it. But Google Generative AI embeddings is already providing you so many features. So why to go with others and pay money? So here I will go ahead and write vector store is equal to fias dot from underscore text. Okay. So I'm going to see, when I probably create this embedding, I have already imported fias, right? So fias is already here. Fias from text, and I will say, take all these text chunks and embed according to this embeddings that I have initialized. Okay. That's it. The embedding technique. So this way it is basically creating the vector store. Now this vector store can be saved in a database. It can also be saved in a local environment, right? So what I will do for right now, I will go ahead and write vector store dot save, and I will say local, and here I will say fias underscore index. Okay, fias underscore index. Now fias underscore index over here shows you that I'm going to save this entire information in local, right? So this will be the folder that will be created, and inside this folder I will be able to see my vectors, right, in some format which is not readable. Okay, so you'll also be able to see a pickle file, so that whenever I ask a question to those vectors, I should be able to get the information. So these are the three steps. First we got the PDF, then we converted that into chunks, and then we finally divided that into a vectors. Okay. Now I will go ahead and write definition get conversational chain. Okay. So now I'm going to basically use this get conversational chain, and here I'm going to define my prompt. I'll define my prompt template, and let me provide some meaningful prompt. Okay. So I will say, I'll give this question. See. So this is my question. Answer the question as detailed as possible from the provided context, and make sure to provide all the details. If the answer is not in the provided context, just say answer is not available in the context. Don't provide the wrong answer. So this is the information that I've actually used in the prompt template. I'm saying that you need to behave like this. You need to act like a person who knows how to read PDF and all. Okay. So this is my first step with respect to that. And after this, we will see the next step, what it is going to happen. Okay. Now this is my prompt template that I have actually created. Now I will go ahead and create this particular function, that is chat Google Generative AI. And here I'm going to specifically use model, which is my Gemini Pro. I hope everyone is familiar with it. I'm going to initialize my model, Google chat Google Generative AI Gemini Pro. And here I'm going to specifically use some temperature. And let's say the temperature that I'm going to use is 0.3. Okay. Then obviously I've created prompt. So I'm going to use the prompt template, which is available in LangChain. And I will write template is equal to prompt template. Okay. And you know what are the input variables, right? So if you go ahead and define my input variables, it will be in the form of list. And there are only two. One is context. And the second one is specifically called as question. Okay. I think it should be question. Yeah, question. Context and question. Okay. So these are my information with respect to the prompt template. And this will basically be my prompt. I'll divide this into prompt. So I have to probably create my prompt. Now, once we complete this, once this is done, I will go ahead and create my chain. So it will be load QA chain. And inside this, I will use model, whatever model that I have actually specifically defined. And I'm going to use the chain type as stuff, because I also need to do internal text summarization. Okay. So this chain type stuff documentation chain will actually help us to do that. And I will go ahead and give my prompt. Okay. Done. Perfect. So this looks good. And finally, let's go ahead and return this chain. So this is what is basically going to happen with respect to get conversational chain. Okay. So this is basically all the functionality it is going to take. We are going to load the Gemini Pro model. We are going to create our template, and then we are going to get the chain. Okay. Now, finally, with respect to the user input, like as soon as I probably define or write in the text, something should happen, right? So here you go. So here you can see I've created a user input. So this will basically go with my user question. Okay. If you probably go ahead, see, this is my embeddings that I'm loading. Then I load the FIS index from the local. Okay. This is basically loading. See, at the end of the day, when I give any information in my text input, right, I will say, hey, tell me about the summary of this particular topic from that particular PDF, right? Already that PDF is converted into vectors. So it is already stored in the FIS index, right? So that is the reason we are loading FIS, right? We are loading this FIS index from the local, right? And then we are trying to do the similarity search based on the user question, right? And then we are calling, as soon as we do the similarity search, what we call this function, right? After doing the similarity search. So by this, we will be getting the chain back, and then we get the response, and finally we display the response over here. Okay. These are the steps in user input. So this is specifically related to our text box. What is basically happening in the text box. Okay. So again, I'll tell you, first of all, we give the question. Then what will happen as soon as we give the question, it will do the similarity search on all the FIS index, FIS vectors that is basically created. And then we go with the conversational chain. I get the conversational chain, and then we go to the response. Here in the response, we give the chain, input documents as docs, which is basically based on the new similarity search. And question is basically my user question. And finally, we get the response. Now, quickly, what we will do, we will create our Streamlit app. Okay. So let me go ahead and create my definition as main function, because this will basically have my Streamlit app. So here, let me go ahead and probably do this. And again, I've used ChatGPT, okay, to probably develop the front end. So here, chat with multiple PDF. Let's go ahead and write multiple PDF. Okay. Then st.header chat with multiple PDF again. Using Gemini. User question is st.textinfo, ask a question from the PDF file. If user question, then user input. See, if I am giving this specific question, then this function should get executed automatically. That basically, as soon as I write the question over there in the prompt and I press enter, then it should basically execute this. Okay. But there will be also a sidebar where I need to upload the PDF and convert into vectors. So that is the reason this particular code is there, right? with sidebar, then st.title menu, then upload your PDF on uploader button. And I'm saying that as soon as we submit the button, we call get PDF text, then we got get text chunks, and finally we get vector store. So this function that you will be seeing, this 3 function, get PDF text, get text chunk, get vector store, it is only for making sure that your FICE index is created, right? So that is the reason it is given in the sidebar, and there we upload the file and we process it. Okay, that is what we are specifically going to do in that particular case. So this is done. Very simple. I hope everybody's familiar with this. And finally, I will go ahead and execute it. So let's go ahead and done. I will say, hey, if underscore name is equal to underscore main, I'll call this main function. Now quickly, let me go ahead and run this. I think it should work absolutely fine. So I will go ahead and write streamlit run app.py. So let me just go ahead and call this. Okay. Now see, this is the left side, right? I gave a browse button. As soon as I submit it, then what will happen? This entire code will be called, right? One by one function will be called. Which function will be called first? Get PDF text will be called, then get text chunk will be called, then vector store. As soon as I do the vector store, you'll be able to see here right now, nothing is there. No FICE index, nothing is there. Okay. Now I will go ahead and browse it. I will select both the PDF. Now see, as soon as I submit and process, so it is running, processing. Now here you'll be able to see one folder, that is FICE index. Now it has index.FICE, obviously you cannot read it, and there is one index.pickle, right? So this FICE index will be my vector, where the vector search similarity will be done. All this information can also be stored in the database, okay? As said, right? This can also be stored in the database and it can probably be called. Now this is done. Now here I will go ahead and ask a question. Now my question will be, so let's say, provide a summary of, provide a detailed summary of, and I'll paste it. Now see, as soon as I press enter, now where it will go? It was this function, right? See over here, as soon as I press enter, if user question, I press enter, then it will call this function, that is nothing but user input. Then here embedding model will be called, then we'll load the FICE index, then it will do the similarity search and it will find out the chain, and based on that chain it will provide me the response. Okay, response of output text. So okay, so let me just reload this. I think I did not press enter or what, I don't know. Provide a summary of, I will press enter. Okay, FICE index is already there. Let's see. I think we should be able to see some chat. Yes, here you are able to get it, right? So guys, I hope you like this particular video. This was it, right? An amazing end-to-end project. Now you are able to see chat with multiple PDFs using Gemini. And I've shown you how you can use with LangChain, how you can use with FICE index and all. You can also do it with ChromaDB. And in this particular project, we are probably going to create a multi-language invoice extractor. And we are going to use Gemini Pro API for this. Gemini Pro has been quite amazing. You can definitely do many things. I have prepared more 10 to 15 different kind of projects that are related to real world industries. And trust me, all these specific projects are performing exceptionally well with respect to accuracy. So over here, we are going to focus on creating a multi-language invoice extractor app. We'll be using Gemini Pro. We will be writing all the code step by step. So please make sure you practice along with me. And once we practice things, right, then you get multiple ideas like what different kind of projects we can basically do. Okay. So let's go ahead and first of all, let me show you the agenda, what all things we are basically going to focus on. So here is the entire agenda. So in this agenda, what we are going to focus on, first of all, I will go ahead and show you the multi-language invoice extractor app demo. Okay, how the demo looks like. Later on, we will start the process of creating the project by creating the environment, first of all. Then we will go ahead with the requirement.txt, what all libraries we are specifically required. And then we will start writing our code. This will be an end-to-end project code. Step by step, we will try to build this app. Again, it will take some time. Let's say this project will probably take somewhere around 25 to 30 minutes. And then in fifth point, we will also discuss about what more additional improvements you can specifically do so that you can also try it from your side. And as usual, guys, I'm actually keeping target likes for every video. So let's target 1,000 likes for this specific video, because all these videos will be super beneficial for you in the companies. So let me first of all complete the first one, that is the demo. Okay, so here you can probably see this is my entire app. Okay, and here I have actually uploaded one of the invoice. Okay, so this is the GST invoice and it is completely in Hindi. Okay, the best thing is that if I ask any question related to this using Gemini Pro, so here I have asked what is the address in the invoice. So address basically means over here 123 SBC building DEF state. So this is just a common invoice I have taken from the internet itself. So here you can probably see we are able to get the entire response. So this is quite amazing. Not only this, I've asked for different questions. What is the date? Let's say if I go ahead and say what is the date in the invoice, and here you can see date basically means dinak, so that usually this Google Gemini Pro is able to understand those things. Okay, so I think we will be getting the response. So let me just go ahead and see it. So it's running. So here you can probably see 12, 27, 21. So all the information in this specific invoice you are able to extract just by putting a prompt over here. Now, the best thing about this particular project is that it is very difficult to automate it, because I'll tell you, we have tried this specific project with the help of Tesseract, OCR and all, right? Just imagine that Google Gemini is able to perform exceptionally well when compared to all those kind of tools. Okay, so this was the demo. Now we will go ahead and probably develop this project completely end to end, and we'll start completely from scratch itself. So let me go ahead and let me start this specific project. So guys, here is one of the project that I've started in my VS Code itself. So first of all, just go to the terminal. So I will show you all the steps what you should basically do. As I suggested, the first step is basically to create my virtual environment. So for creating the virtual environment, I've already created it so that it does not take much time, because for creating the virtual environment also it takes some time. So in order to create it, just go ahead and write conda create -p, okay, venv, your environment name, okay, and then you can also give Python version. And remember to give Python version greater than 3.9 in this case, because Gemini Pro is suitable for Python version greater than 3.9. So here I'm going to basically use 3.10, and then you just give -y so that it does not ask you for any permission while doing the installation. As soon as you probably press enter, so this kind of venv environment will get created in the same project folder. Okay. So I'm not going to repeat this thing and probably execute it, because I've already done this. Okay. So just do it from your side with the help of this specific command. The second thing is that I will go into the .env file and I'll create an API key which will be available from the Google. Okay. So Google API key, this is basically for Gemini Pro. Now, if you don't know Gemini Pro is again an amazing model that is provided by Google, which actually provides you in a free way. So you can actually hit 60 queries per minute. Okay. So here is the API key that I have got. If you want to also create your API key, go to this website. Okay. makersuite.google.com/API key. And you can just click on this create API key new project. Okay. So I have already created it, so I don't want to create it again. Okay. So these are the first two steps. You really require the API key and you require the environment. Now, after that, you just activate, like you just write conda activate venv, okay, and just activate this specific environment. Okay, once you activate it, you will be able to see that you will be in that same environment location. Now, let's go to the next step in requirement.txt, what all libraries we specifically require. So here is Streamlit, then you have Google Generative AI, then you have Python.env, then you have LangChain. You have PyPDF. PyPDF is basically to load any PDF as such or read any PDF. Then you have ChromaDB. ChromaDB is specifically for vector embeddings. So we will try to also do vector stores or vector embedding. We'll try to create it. So these are the basic steps that we specifically require. Now let's go ahead and start my coding or creating this specific application. I will start writing the code completely from end. So first of all, what I will do, I will go ahead and load my environment variable. So I will say load from .env import load underscore .env. So the reason why I'm doing this is that so that I can upload my I can load all my environment keys. Okay. So if you remember, we have also installed python.env. So python.env is basically for all my environment variables. Now I will go ahead and write load._env. So this will, what it will do, it will load all the environment variables, from .env file. Okay. So this is what it is specifically going to do. We'll do step by step. Now you'll be able to understand, and please make sure that you write the code along with me so that you'll be able to understand it. Now the next thing is that I will go ahead and use Streamlit, as Streamlit is a better framework to quickly, create an app. And definitely I use ChatGPT for taking out the code and all, right? So that is the reason you're able to see that I'm able to upload daily videos. See, not the entire project is created by ChatGPT, but how to use Streamlit, how to create this website kind of app, all those things I can usually use Streamlit, use ChatGPT. So then, so this is my Streamlit. The next thing is that I will go ahead and import OS. OS will basically be useful for picking up the environment variable, assigning the environment variable from somewhere else. Okay. Now this is done. The next thing that I want is from PIL, I also import image. Okay, I don't know whether I'll be using this, but let's see. The next thing, I will also go ahead and import from Google.Generative AI as Gen AI. Okay, so I'm also going to import this specific, because Gen AI will be my entire libraries that I'm going to access it. Okay. So done. This is done. These are some of the basic things that we are specifically going to load it. Okay. Now, usually when we start any application using Gemini API, so what we need to also do is that we need to configure the API key. So here I'm going to write genai.configure API underscore key is equal to os.get env. Okay. And here I'm going to get my environment variable, that is nothing but Google API key. So here, whatever environment variable is basically present over here, we are going to take this. Okay. So configure. Okay. So genai.configure the API key with this. Okay. Now it's time that we will create our function to load Gemini provision. Since the invoice extractor is on top of an image, so we have to use this Gemini provision. Okay. So function to load, or first of all, I'll load the model. So I'll say model.generative model. So I'm going to specifically use genai.generative model, and here I'm going to basically give my model name. So it will be Gemini provision. Okay. So once I do this, that basically means we are going to use this specific model. Now I will go ahead and write definition get Gemini response input image prompt. Okay. So let me go ahead and write model equal to gen AI. Sorry, I'll not initialize the model again. So what I will do, I will go ahead and write. See, the thing is that here I'm going to give three parameters. One is this specific input. Input basically means whatever input I really want, okay, with respect to all the images that I'm giving. And I'll also talk about this specific thing. Okay, the three important information. This input is basically I'm telling what I want the assistant to do. Okay, if I say, hey, you need to act as an invoice extractor, you need to act like an expertise who is very good at taking out details from the invoice, right? So that basically becomes my input. Okay, this prompt is what message I want, like what is the address I had actually written. This is basically the image that we are going to pass. Okay, so all those information, this three information, what we can basically do, I'll write response dot model dot generate content, and here we are going to use this three information. First of all is input, then you have image of 0, the second one, and then you have the prompt. Okay, so this three information, basically when you're generating this content, you can give this three information in this same way. Okay, input, image of 0, and prompt. Okay, so in Gemini Pro, they take all the parameters in the form of a list. Okay, and remember, the first parameter is basically the kind of prompt that you're giving, where your model needs to behave in that specific way. So I will talk more about it as we go ahead. And finally, we are going to just return the response.text. So this easy it is with the help of Gemini Pro. Okay, and that is the reason I'm loving it when I probably compare with OpenAI. And the best thing is that I can also use this along with my LangChain. You can probably use it with different things. I will show you. I've also created a project where you can chat with multiple documents. Okay, so that will be using LangChain and all. So this is the function that is specifically done. Now understand one thing, guys. We will do our Streamlit setup. Okay, so Streamlit setup, what I will do. So here I will go ahead and copy and paste like this. So here I'm using st.set page config. Let's say that I'll go ahead and say over here multi-language invoice extractor. Okay, multi-language invoice extractor. Now in this multi-language invoice extractor, I will probably also give this information, let's say. Okay, now here I've given one input box. This one input box is my input prompt. Okay, and this is basically my upload file uploader. So I'm saying that choose an image. The image can be JPG, PNG. This is the image of the invoice. Okay, so let me go ahead and write this message of the invoice. So once I specifically upload this specific file, then we can do anything that we want. Okay, now the next thing is that I will create an image variable. I'll keep it blank initially, and let me go ahead and write if uploaded file is not none. So that basically means when I have uploaded some file, then I will go ahead and write image, and again I will be using image.open, and we will open this uploaded file. Okay, now once we upload this, so what we can also basically do is that we can write some kind of image and all. I want to display the image also. As soon as I upload it, I probably want to display it. So I can just use this st.image functionality, and I'll say caption uploaded image, and we can use these properties. Now understand that this code, right, I have directly searched from ChatGPT. Okay, and I've just written, okay, just create me an image where to upload files and all, right? So very simple. It is not like I am learning from somewhere. I mean, not seeing the documentation. ChatGPT actually provides you everything. Google Powered provides you everything that is basically required. Now this is my uploaded file. Now I will also go ahead and create my submit button. So here I will go ahead and write st.button, and I will talk about it saying that tell me about the image. Okay, tell me about the invoice, something. So this is my message that I'm actually going to give in my submit button. And finally, I have to also design my input prompt now. See, this input that I'm actually going to give, right? So this basically becomes my input prompt. How I want the Gemini Pro LLM model to behave. So here I will go ahead and create my input prompt. Just see this, okay? This is important, and this will also give you an idea like how input prompt works. Okay, how we can actually work with any kind of input prompt. I will say you are an expert, okay, in understanding invoices. Okay, we will upload a image image as invoices. Okay, I'm just writing some messages, and you will have to answer any questions based on the uploaded invoice image. So this is just a basic prompt that I'm specifically using over here. I'm telling this to do something related to this. Okay, so this is my input prompt and all. I've written it over here. Then let me go ahead and write if submit button is clicked. If submit button is clicked. So this is my default input prompt. Now what I will do is that I'll also create my prompt template itself and probably go ahead, right? If submit button, okay, is clicked. Now what will happen if I click the submit button? So first of all, I will go ahead and write if submit. First, I need to get my image data. Okay. Now understand over here. As soon as we load the image, but still we have to do some kind of image processing and convert those images into some bytes. Okay. So for that, again, how do we do it? So I will write definition input underscore image setup. So for this, I have just written in ChatGPT saying that, and here will be my uploaded file. Okay. Uploaded file. Okay. Uploaded file. Okay. See, now you may be thinking what I'm doing in this function. In this function, what we are writing is that it will take the uploaded file, it will convert that into bytes, and it will give all the image format, all the image information in the bytes. Now, I did not write this code. I just went and searched in the ChatGPT, and this is the code that I specifically got. Okay. And this code is quite amazing. Same way, nothing, I did not do anything. See, here, if the uploaded file is not done, so we first of all, we are getting all the values. Then the image part, what all things we basically require? The type, the data, and bytes data, right? And then we are returning the image parts in this two format. Okay. The MIME type and data. And if the file is not uploaded, this is that. So this is completely, I got it from ChatGPT. I'm not bragging anything about myself and all. Again, ChatGPT is already trained in internet data. So it's just like writing an input prompt and I'm saying that, okay, I require this two specific information. Please give me that information. Now in this image data, what we will basically do is that we will get all the image information. So here I will go and write input image setup. So let me do one thing. Input image details. Okay. So I will call this, give a good name. Okay. And here I will give my uploaded file. Okay. Uploaded file. So uploaded file, whatever uploaded file I'm specifically getting, I'm going to give that specific thing over here. Now by this, I will be getting my image data. Now image data, once I get it, okay, then I will go ahead and write my response and go ahead and call my get Gemini response. So here I'm going to basically write my input prompt. First parameter is this. Second parameter that I'm going to give is my image data as usual. Remember, all the information will be coming in the form of list. Okay. So image underscore data, and this will basically be my input. And this input is nothing but whatever information I'm putting it over here. All this information will go over here and you have all this information in this format, right? Now, after this, I will get the response, and now I will go ahead and write st.subheader. I'm giving some kind of subheader. I will write the response is st.write, and I will just display the response. Okay. Whatever response we are specifically getting, okay, that response we are going to get over here. So all this information is done, and this is really good. Now it's time that we can just run the code. So guys, now let's go ahead and run this. We have completed almost everything that we really want to do. Now is the most amazing thing, whether the project will run or not. Okay. So if the project runs, it is absolutely good, because at the first time we have written the code and everything should work fine. So here I'm going to write streamlit run up.py, and let's go and execute this. So it has opened. Let's see. So I've downloaded 2 invoices. Let's see what all things will be there. First, we will try with the normal invoice. Okay. So here you can see all the information. who is this invoice billed to? Okay. So I'm going to put this information over here and I'm going to click it. Tell me about the image. Tell me about the invoice. All the information will be provided over here. This is good. So your client, so all the information is over here. Your client, this, even the number has been extracted, which is quite amazing. It is really a daunting process, guys. Okay. Let's see. I will just take a small one. What is the deposit requested? Okay. So I will just go ahead and write it. What is the deposit requested? This is good. This is giving an amazing response. So I will go ahead and click tell me about the invoice over here, and here you go. Let's see what it is going to get. So tell me about the deposit requested. It is just saying your company. Who is the deposit? Okay, my prompt is wrong. Tell me. So it is not able to understand the context. Obviously, if you don't give the proper tell me how much was the deposit requested. I'll give a good response. Okay, so I will go ahead and now click on. It should give the proper answer, I think now. It is somewhere 169.95. It will pick up that exact info and provide you all those information. This is good. So let's see. 169.95. This is good, guys. This is, trust me, this is very, very close. What was the consulting fees? Let me go ahead and write. What was the consulting fees? Now, I think it should get confused with those two values. What was the amount of the consulting fees? I think it should be able to give it. Let's see. Then we'll try with some other language invoice like Hindi and all. Okay. Let's see. I think it should work fine. But this is a good thing, guys. You can automate this entire process. Just imagine, it is such a daunting process with respect to invoice. Just see that whether you get an invoice and all. So the amount of the consulting fees was $550. Okay, it is taking this information. Okay, there are some minor mistake, but other than that, I think, let's see. What was the total discount? Let's see. Discount is somewhere around 179.84. But if you give proper prompt, I think you'll be able to get a good response. Okay, 179.84. Okay. So let's go ahead and try some other invoice. So this also looks good. And let me go ahead and write this. So here I will go ahead and write, what is the HSN of Lenovo 51251? Lenovo, in Hindi it is written in Lenovo. So what is the HSN number of Lenovo? Okay, I'm writing it in English. 51251. 5125I. Let's see whether it will be able to give or not. See, this small information also it will be able to take. Now over here the date is dinak. Okay, in Hindi we basically say it as dinak. So here you can see 84713010. Amazing, just amazing. Okay, so what is the date in the invoice? And you can try anything. You can try different invoices if you want. I've downloaded these invoices from internet. You can also do it. Okay. So yes, here, let me see whether you're able to get it. Yes, perfect. So guys, this was it from my side. I hope you like this particular video. If you like it, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and all the information regarding this will be given in the description of this particular video. So guys, we are going to continue the discussion with respect to the end-to-end project. Now in this particular project, we are going to create a health management app, which will be responsible in counting our calories that we specifically eat on breakfast, lunch or dinner. And these all things we'll specifically do with the help of Google Gemini Pro API, right? Google Gemini Vision Pro API, okay? Now the idea is very simple. I'll try to create a front end where I specifically upload images of our food that we specifically eat. and then I will tell Google Gemini Pro Vision API to act. Let's say I give an initial prompt that it should act like a nutritionist and probably say that how much calories you are specifically consuming. Okay, and then I will, based on those prompt, I should be able to get the response. So that is the entire thing that I'm going to specifically do. Now let's go ahead and quickly do this. And here is the initial thing that I'm actually doing it. I'm loading load_.env Streamlit OS Google Generative.ai as Geni. And I hope till now we have covered so many different projects. You should be knowing all the specific things. Okay. Along with this, since we are working with images, it is good to have from PIL import image. Okay. So once we complete this, this will also be quite amazing. Then what we do is that we go ahead and configure our genai.configure. We specifically write, and here I'm going to configure with the API key, and the API key will be available in os.getEnv, os.getEnv, and here we are specifically going to use Google API underscore key. Okay. So what we are doing is that we are just configuring our Google API key, and this project will also be having deployment. So whatever things we have done from starting, you'll be able to understand that yes, all the projects is very much easily deployed. You can do the deployment in the Hugging Face itself, right? So here I've actually configured my API key. Now I will go ahead and write a function. This function is to load the Google Gemini Pro Vision API. Okay, and probably provide the response also, and get response. I will write it over here, and get response. Okay, now this is done. Now here I'm going to basically write get Gemini, okay, response. So this will basically be my function. Here 3 important information I'm going to give. One is input, one is image, and one is prompt. Right, input is the input that we are specifically giving. This prompt is basically the prompt that how the Google Gemini Pro Vision needs to behave, and the image is whatever things we are specifically uploading, right? Our food image, that is what we are specifically giving over here. Now here we will go ahead and call my model. So model will be genai.generative model. Okay, I will initialize it over here, and here I'm going to call my Gemini Pro Vision. That will be my API, and here the next thing will be that I'll be calling my response is equal to model.generate content. Okay, and here I'm going to give my 3 information. One is input, one is image, the first image, because image will be in the form of list once we take out the information from that, and then the third will be prompt. Okay, done. And then we are going to specifically return the response.text. Okay, so this becomes my get Gemini response, and this is very much simple. We have seen that. As whenever you are working with images in with the help of Google Gemini, so it is very much important that we take out this information also. So here is my input image setup. I'm uploading a file, and I'm trying to take out, see, once we upload the file, we try to take out the values, and here I'm going to take the image parts in the form of this, where I'm giving my file type and bytes data. Once I get it, we return the image part. As I said earlier also, guys, this code, I got it from my Google Bard, where I could probably see that how this is specifically getting executed. So in short, this function, what it is exactly doing is that it is taking the image that is uploaded, we retrieve information out of it, and then we retain the parts, right? And this is the bytes data that we specifically get, because this is what Google Gemini Pro will be expecting. Okay. Okay, fine. We have done with the input image, and I think we can go ahead and initialize our Streamlit app. So here what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take some of the important things, right? Because some of the generic things will be like, okay, there will be a button. So here I've initialized my Streamlit app. Here I'm saying st.set_page_config. The page title will be, let's say I will write Gemini health app. Okay, health app, something like this. So here also I will go ahead and write health app. Okay, health app, done. Then what we are specifically going to do is that I'm going to take the input. This will basically be my input where I can write my prompt, what I am looking for. Let's say if I say, hey, provide me the total number of calories for this particular food, I will probably be able to give those prompt. Here we are going to upload this file in the form of an image, JPG, JPEG, PNG. It supports over here. Image, and then finally we have this if uploaded underscore file is not none. Here we are going to take the image and we are going to show the image below this specific field. Okay. And here also I have created a submit button, and inside this button I can say, tell me the total calories. Okay. Something like this. Total calories. Okay. So this is done. Now, one more thing that I have actually missed is basically to talk about what input prompt I need to give for my model to behave. So this will basically be my input prompt, and here I will just be writing something like this. I will take it in the triple quotes, and here is the entire message that I have prepared in my notebook. Okay. So if I go ahead and paste it over here, I'm saying, hey, you are an expert in nutrition where you need to see the food items from the image and calculate the total calories. Also provide the detail of every food items with calories intake. Okay. And this entire information is done over here. Here you can probably see this. And we can also use some format, right? I've used some below format, and here inside this format, I can say that, hey, this is what my format can look like. Okay. Something like this. Hey, item 1, the number of calories. Item 2, number of calories. Something like this. So this is the prompt that I'm giving. Hey, you are an expert in nutrition where you need to see the food items from the image and calculate the total calories. Also provide the details of every food item. And here is my basic prompt that I've actually given. Now what we need to do is that as soon as the submit button is clicked, if submit button is clicked, okay. So what we are specifically going to do here, I'll go ahead and write if submit, and then my image data, I will try to take out my image data, right? So I will write image data is equal to, and I will call my input image data function. Here I will give my uploaded file. Okay, this will basically be my uploaded file. I'll get the image type over here. This entire information I'll be getting, right? The image parts. Then once I get the image data, I can basically call my get Gemini response, and here will basically be my input underscore prompt comma image data which I have retrieved, and finally I'll also give my input. Okay. So once we get this specific response, at the end of the day, it is very much simple. I will go ahead and get this entire response and write ht.subheader. And here, let me go ahead and write the response is, so this will basically be my response. And here I will go ahead and write ht.write. This will also display the response. Okay, perfect. So whatever response I'm getting, I think it should work. Let's see. Let's go ahead and execute it. I will go ahead and open my terminal. This is my command prompt already opened. In order to run the Streamlit app, I will just use Streamlit run health.py. Okay. So let's see if it runs, everything looks fine or not, or if there is any problem that actually exists over here. So yes, it is started. So here you can probably see my Healthify app. So for this, I will download some images. I will go ahead and write veg thali with calories. Okay. So this, okay, this looks good. Let's see any veg thali. Okay. It should be very much clear. The image should be clear. This food looks good. I will take any food item. Okay. Yeah. This looks good. Let's see. It has a lot of things. It is just not veg. I think there is a non-veg item also. So I'll keep this in my download image. Download. Where is it? Okay. So I will take this image, put it over here. Okay. So this is my thali image. You can probably see the entire image. Tell me about total calories. Okay. So this looks good. The food also looks good. You can see, right? Yeah, a lot of oily things are there. Yeah, this is good. Let's see. So I've got executed it. I think it is running absolutely fine. Okay, API key invalid. So I have to probably use the API key, the right API key. So what I will do, I will go to maker suit API key. Let's see why. I think I copied the right API key. I don't know why it got changed. So I will switch my account because it is not allowing me to probably create from this particular email ID. I think I've deleted it many number of times. Okay. So let's see. So here is my API key. I will copy this again, paste it over here. Let's see. Environment file. We'll fix this issue. This kind of issues can come. Okay. And now let's see. I think we need to run it once again. Huh? Okay. Let me see. So this is my thali. The total. I think now also it will give us error. I don't know whether it will give us error or not because I think env will get same error. So what I will do, I will restart this services. Okay, because this kind of issue you can also face, so you should know how to fix it. Okay, done. Let's see. And I will just zoom in. Let's go ahead and put over this one, thali key, and tell me about the total calories. Okay, done. Let's see now. I think I should be able to get some output. Yeah, it's working. I guess it is working because it is taking time. The total calories of the image is 1200, chicken curry 300. Okay, it is able to determine. See, this is chicken curry. This is rice, yogurt, lentil soup, vegetable curry, chapati, green chutney. So, so it is given a good amount of information. So by this, now you can actually take care of what food items you specifically eat. I hope you like this particular video. This was it for my side with respect to multiple end-to-end projects. I hope you like it. Please make sure that you hit like, share with all your friends, and yes, I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.